Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, during an interview with the BBC, that's a UK-based media organization owned by that government, was asked a Mzungu question, in my view, about Mzungu issues. He was asked why President John Pombe Magufuli of Tanzania is not towing the line and following Mzungu instructions like all other African leaders, or like most African leaders. And he gave a very politically correct answer, the kind of answer that will really please the Mzungus and dodgy organizations, like who? The World Health Organization. An organization that has made so many blunders in recent times. An organization that has emerged as partisan in recent times, and yet it's supposed to take care of the entire world, etc., etc. Yes, Raila Odinga's answer must have really pleased all those people, all those Mzungus. He said that President John Pombe Magufuli has ignored other African leaders in the region. He has completely ignored their advice over the global crisis. And of course the advice was to toe the Mzungu line, to copy-paste a solution into a continent that is very different from the rest of the world. Now, to be honest with you, this response from Raila Odinga, a man I have respected for a very long time, a man who has fought valiantly and bravely for the rights of Kenyans, the man who is most responsible for the new constitution we enjoy, although it has not been fully implemented, and although leaders in the government ignore it when it suits them, a man I really respect. Oh, I was so disappointed and so shocked that this man I thought was a great Kenyan would actually respond like that, giving foreign journalists and even local journalists room to write articles that don't make sense to me. Like the one comparing cases of the virus close to the border with Tanzania, and trying to insinuate that it is Tanzania causing this disease to come into Kenya. And don't tell me it's science. Science ni nyanya yako. Now let me not get emotional. Let's just look at the figures. Let's stick to your science and mathematics and statistics. Because statistics don't lie, unless they've been manipulated. And these statistics have not been manipulated. Indeed, there are many we can verify, just based on the knowledge we already have. Now you can see some figures on your screens right now. Let me point out a few things, which are relevant to Africa. Forget the Mzungus. Why should we concern ourselves with the Mzungu issues? And we have enough problems here in Africa at home. So let's look at Africa. Now, between January 1st and April 1st this year, malaria, which is a major killer disease in Africa, took away from this earth 246,121 souls. And we know a large percentage of that figure is from Africa. That's the truth. Malaria is a serious problem on our continent. Now, during the same period, the virus took worldwide 46,438 lives. And out of that figure, less than 5% was from Africa. But we don't have daily briefings about malaria. No. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the figures for pneumonia, which is a very serious thing this side of the world. It is the flu that is really serious in Africa. But I can confidently tell you, the number of lives it took is much higher than that the virus took over the same period in Africa. Look at the figure for hunger, 2.8 million. We know that on our continent, hunger is a serious problem. So let me just cut myself short there. Now, is President John Pombe Magufuli wrong? Do these statistics prove that John Pombe Magufuli is wrong, or that he's a visionary leader of Africa? I won't answer that question, because you have a brain of your own, and you can answer it for yourself. And of course, you have prejudices. Some of you are brainwashed. So please feel free to answer that question for yourself. But whatever your answer is, it will not change the statistics. It will not. It will not change the numbers. They remain the same. Even if you're an irredeemable idiot, you will not manage to change the statistics. They remain the same in black and white. Now, I've seen a comment by somebody who has disputed some of these figures on this chart, which is okay, because the figures they give are not very different from these ones. Take a few thousands here, take a few 10,000s here, take a few 100,000s even here, take even away 1 million from here and there. I'm afraid it still does not change the truth, very clearly screaming at us from these figures. These figures scream very loudly that President John Pombe Magufuli of Tanzania is a hero, is a visionary, he is a great African leader. That's not me saying. That's these figures screaming at you. But let's do what we do very well in Africa. Let's ignore them. We're very good at ignoring stuff. Even when it touches on us directly. Even when the Mzungu insults us directly, we ignore it. After all, they're Mzungus. So let's ignore these figures. Now, you're trying to tell us, Bwana Raila Odinga, that this is a regional problem. And imagine I agree with you. That is very true. However, if it is true that President Magufuli is endangering the entire region, there's a very simple solution. Seal off your borders with Tanzania. Very simple. Since you're all right and Magufuli is wrong, seal off your borders with him. And that way, nobody will bring the disease to your countries. But guess what? No African leader will do that. Now, Kenya will not do that because there's a lot of food coming in at the moment from Tanzania. That is the truth. In other words, leaders are acknowledging the fact that food, and avoiding hunger is more important than the virus. That's really what it is. It is very puzzling why very brilliant, intelligent, well-educated African leaders in other African countries cannot see what President John Pombe Magufuli is seeing. And it forces me to conclude that actually they're not doing any thinking of their own. They're relying on outsiders. They're relying on the Mzungu to tell them what to do. And they continue to do what the Mzungu has told them to do, even when the statistics are right in front of their eyes, screaming at them. In Kenya, for instance, floods have wreaked havoc, and they have killed over 200 Kenyans so far, well over 200. The virus, on the other hand, has taken less than 30 lives. Now, something else very fascinating is happening here. These families, these people have been displaced by the floods. Where do you think they are? They are huddled together. They are cramped together in tiny spaces. No social distancing, no other precautions. Because now the emergency is different. It's floods. Now, my limited science tells me that if we were indeed serious about this virus, then we would rush to those places and do mass testing. Stop everything else we are doing and ensure that those people displaced by floods are in comfortable locations away from disease, with social distancing, observing all the precautions. But that hasn't happened. I'll tell you something else that has not happened. There's been no massive outbreak. And by outbreak, I mean deaths, as a result of the virus in those areas. And we know, although it has not been in the news, or media houses have downplayed it, we know that large chunks of Kenya have been affected. That is the truth. So, because I want to avoid all conspiracy theories, let's stick to the facts. Those are the facts of what is happening in Kenya right now. So, what does all this tell you? Because it requires just one infected person in those areas, and there are thousands of them, and would have a serious problem. Yeah, but where's the serious problem? In Kariobangi, yeah, where the government demolished houses, yeah, the situation is more or less the same. Yeah. And again, no mass testing in that area. No social distancing in that area. So, what are we really talking about here? What are we really doing here? In my view, instead of criticizing Magufuli, we need to urgently start doing some thinking for ourselves. And indeed ask ourselves some very serious and urgent questions. Yeah, because there are so many disasters, so many other very serious problems that we are brewing with our eyes wide open. Or is it wide shut? Seriously, we Africans need to wake up before it is too late. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.